Hey guys, how's it going? It's Empty Chest and Q's Tips, and we're here with another episode of the No XP Show. Today we're going to be talking freely about the PlayStation VR and exactly what we're excited about. No editing, straight open. So Q, what games are we going to put on step one? What are you most excited for?
Rigs. I keep saying it. Rigs.
Rigs.
Mechanized Combat League.
Rigs.
Just can't wait. I'm so excited for this game. It just looks beautiful.
We're gonna have to get some pop and chips, some beers. We're gonna have to play this game hard. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. I hope that there's a bunch of people that buy this right off the gate, and it doesn't take too long to create a match.
Yeah, that's true. I'm wondering how many people are really going to be picked. Like, I know they've sold a ton of pre-orders for VR, but
well, what really considers what can they consider a lot of launch? Like when I went down to EB Games, they only had 6 units, and I've heard that most places only got 6. So that probably means that 3 of them are launch bundles, and then 3 of them are just a headset. So if you do the math, that's not very many going around.
No, but those are just the ones that are going to be selling day of. That's not the pre-orders. Like, how many pre-orders do they have?
No, that's all their pre-orders.
What?
Yeah, that's why they're not doing a midnight launch for the.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I found that out. I did some digging.
I didn't think that's what they meant.
I was ready to throw them a stack of cash to try to get mine right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they only have 6. They only got 6 in the store.
Yeah, that's lame.
Which is crazy. That makes sense why they sold out right away.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but there's a lot of games coming out on the launch day. So how many people are going to get rigs?
Yeah. Well,
To me, that looks like
pre-ordered rigs, so
the most polished game on VR.
yeah, I think that's going to be good. I was looking into the Until Dawn Rush of Blood, and that looks like it's got a lot of meat to it. Like there's 7 rounds or 7 levels, and each one looks like they're a good 15-20 minutes, and the replayability to try to get the high scores and go back kind of looks interesting. It looks like it could be fun. I watched a few Let's Plays, and that looks like a blast, actually. So I pre-ordered that as well.
Yeah.
Which I've noticed, I went on the PSN, and there's a ton of games that you can buy right now, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
They should have done that with all of them. I would love to get the whole list and be able to download the ones I want and have them ready the second I plug that fucking thing in.
Yeah, I don't understand the secrecy. What is it? Here They Lie.
Job Simulator,
and
Battlezone.
And Battlezone. They don't want to put it out there yet. They don't want to tell you the price. They don't want to do anything. It's a secret until tomorrow. I don't know, Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. Jesus.
Come on.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
Yeah, I don't get that aspect of it. I don't understand why they're holding out. I think it's almost like they want these smaller, cheap games. Like, well, I kind of got tricked into that. Kind of tricked, even though I wanted them anyways. But being $20, what? I don't care. I'll spend $20 on that game to just make sure I have some content to play as well while I'm waiting for these other games to download. Because I know that Battlezone is going to be a big game. Job Simulator is going to be a big game.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It seems like any of the games you can pick up in stores are the ones that you can download right now.
Yeah. Which
kind of bugs me a little bit because I would have liked it the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
But what can you do, right?
Yeah. There's so many little games, so that's why they're all so cheap. There's like lots of party games coming out right away. There's lots of games that are just like VR experiences, giving people an idea of what VR is going to be like for non-gamers, or like things to show to your friends or your parents or people that aren't interested in things like that. There's lots of those games coming out. There's barely a handful of games that are full polished games for gamers, for VR.
Have you seen Faded?
Yeah.
Yeah, you seen Faded?
Oh,
yeah, that game looks like it's gonna be have like a deep storyline to it. I haven't looked into it too much, but it looks like it's a Fable type RPG sort of game.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how the controls are with that game, but like what I've seen so far, it looks like it's gonna have like a good storyline to it and actually have some meat. in there, and something worth playing. Just like Farpoint, I think that game's gonna have a lot of meat, and of course Resident Evil is gonna have. That's gonna be a regular game. That is the one that I think is gonna have the most impact in the VR world for sure.
Yeah. I wonder how many people are really gonna go out day one and get the VR when they know that these big games aren't coming out for a little while. Like we were talking earlier, and I was saying that is what I look for in a game, is the story, is the gameplay, everything like that. Like it has to be the total package for me. Like the little arcade games and stuff like that. Like I hardly ever play those games because I'll play them once here and there, but I don't come back for them.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's kind of like what I've been looking for in the VR is those fun small experiences, because I know that right out the gate, the games that they put out aren't going to be those solid games. They're not going to be the game, they're not going to be the Halos or the God of Wars and the games that have like a huge fan base. Mm-hmm. But you don't want those games first anyways, because those games are going to get forgotten right away before the technology is picked up by the mass market and the consumers. So I'm expecting first quarter 2017 is definitely going to be where you're going to see those games like Resident Evil and stuff is supposed to drop, and that's where the meat is. Mm-hmm. And then I think like this time next year we're going to have so many good games to play in VR. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but PlayStation put out a statement like last week or something, and they were saying that this PlayStation VR is just like the tip of the iceberg for VR and for Sony, and that they're saying that there's a lot more to come, and that a lot of the technology that they want for VR they haven't even made yet. And so I'm wondering, like, maybe they're going to hold off on those big games, the big Sony titles that we're all used to, until they fully complete VR.
Yeah, they want to be able to give the experience to back up their franchises, in other words.
Yeah.
Did you see that they put out a patent for a glove?
No, I never heard about that.
They've patented some sort of glove. There's not too much information on it, but if you guys Google it and look around, it's very easy to find. A few people have talked about it, but they've got some sort of glove or hand, which I think would be cool to be able to have full motion in your hands.
Yeah.
Or have some sort of feel. Mm-hmm. Like you could almost touch something.
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing.
Yeah.
But is the PlayStation 4 powerful enough for that? We'll have to see.
Yeah, that's like I was saying, like probably a lot of this stuff is going to be waiting for PlayStation 5 or PlayStation Forever, or whatever the next generation of VR is going to be. But having the glove, though, I think that'd be pretty intense. Like a lot of the videos I'm seeing for these VR games and stuff like that, like you're inside the headset and you're controlling the tank for Battlezone or a few other games like Job Simulator and stuff like that, and then if you look down towards where your hands are, all of a sudden you see the DualShock 4 controller floating through space on the TV or on your headset or whatever, and like, I don't know, that just kind of looks fucking cheesy to me.
Yeah. I understand the need for that, to be able to, like, there's a lot of people that play PlayStation and still look down at their controllers when they're asked to hit X or square. We're not. We're hardcores. we're the people that VR was made for, but we still they're still making it accessible for a younger crowd and for those randoms to sit down and be able to get into this stuff.
Yeah, but I don't think the controller is interactive or anything like that. I think it's like the camera's like picking it up like one of the Move controllers or something like that, and it's just like in your peripherals, like when you look down, there it is floating, and like even if you're pushing X or toggle buttons or whatever, like it's not indicating that on the screen at all.
Yeah.
Like,
of course.
It's just a static picture of a DualShock controller.
It still shows the placement of the buttons and the
it does. Yeah.
The way that they're sitting on the controller.
Yeah, that's true.
For sure. But yeah, I definitely think like if you put your hands in the game, that's why the Move controllers I think are a good direction.
Yeah.
But I think they do need to upgrade the Move controllers to have some sort of mechanic in them so you can walk easily and make that work properly.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do. They've said that Doom is coming to VR, that Fallout 4 is coming to VR. Like, how are they gonna do it? I don't understand like how it's gonna work. Like, those are such massive worlds, and there's so much movement, especially Doom, like the strafing and everything like that. It's such a fast-paced game. Like, I don't understand how they're gonna bring that to VR.
I think that will create some motion sickness for sure.
Yeah, I wonder.
Well, I know with the Fallout 4, they've got it on the Vive, and they use that kind of leaping thing, like where you point and you hop and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I see that getting really boring after a while, and you kind of get sick of it. Like, I would rather use DualShock and kind of move, and like let my head look around separate from the rest of my body or something like that. But I don't know. That's gonna be a weird mechanic for sure to overcome. Like, I hope that doesn't hold back the VR games for the future. Yeah, because I like moving. I like moving around.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know. Like I've said before in other videos, like especially me, like I've got to keep an open mind for VR. Like, I keep expecting it to be like exactly like the PlayStation 4. Like, I'm just gonna pick it up and play like any game, and I'm expecting the graphics to be like just unreal, everything like that. But then they've got Res Infinite or Super Hype Cube or Battlezone VR, things like that are like just kind of old school looking games, really basic graphics and things like that. And I was like, at first glance, I'm like, oh, I don't want to even touch that. Like, it just looks old and lame, and I don't want anything to do with it. But I keep forgetting that this is the beginning of VR, and this is
step one.
Yeah, and they're trying to open it up to everyone. It's not just gamers, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. This is a new outlet for creativity, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to see like a tilt brush kind of game brought over to the PlayStation VR. Like, I've seen a few videos and stuff, and that it does seem like a really creative type environment that it allows you to work around in, which is really cool. I think that's an outlet for artists and people that just want to create stuff, and it isolates you from anything else around you while you're in that area, which is really cool. It kind of sets you away from everything, and VR, I think, is gonna allow people to step away from their real lives for a little bit. Like, even when you're in a game, you know, there's this going on or that going on, and I think VR is definitely gonna immerse you more, and everybody says that, immerse, and I think it's gonna do that. You're gonna start feeling like you're away from your life for a little bit, and I'm kind of excited about that. That's one thing that I like about games.
Yeah.
It brings you somewhere new. It's games are pretty much movies that you can live. Yeah. And I think VR is going to enhance that quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, even sitting in the mall at the PlayStation Experience the first time I got my hands on it, put on the headset, and like my wife came up to talk to me, and she was like patting me on the shoulder, but like I've had the headset on, I got the earphones on, everything like that, and I had no idea what was going on. I could feel something on my shoulder, but couldn't hear anything. Couldn't see anything. All I could see was, I think I was playing Eve Valkyrie at the time, and like that's all that was going on.
Yeah, that's your focus.
Yeah,
that's your focus. Yeah, it definitely shuts off everything around you.
Yeah.
And yeah, the first time I ever put on VR, it was the craziest experience. The more I'm doing it, the more I'm getting used to it, and the more it's becoming second nature to play around in this virtual world, and remembering that there's other things other than the headset.
Yeah.
Not that the headset is 100% perfect as is, but it's pretty close. I think the more you play with it, the more you're going to see different experiences and understand the worlds that are there and get lost in them. And I think that I can't wait till I get lost in something.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to take long. Yeah. Back to something like Rigs, though, like a game like that, where you put on the headset and like there's like it's such a I don't know, it's such a different world you're in. Like it's like a sports arena and everything like that, right? So I think if it was on the Vive, I don't even know if you could handle that. Like there would be so much movement because you can actually walk around with the Vive and things like that. You'd be crashing into walls for sure with that, right? But they're saying like that's the hardest part of picking up rigs with the PlayStation is that the controls are the hardest thing to figure out because there's the head movement, there's the dual shock movement, and there's like so much going on around you. So
yeah, I've heard somebody say VR is like learning to walk again.
Yeah.
In the video game world, it's like when we went from D-pads to analog sticks.
Yeah.
You know, it feels weird at first, but the second you get into it, it's like, how can you do without that? Mm-hmm. And I hope that VR becomes that, and it's not just like another move game. It actually feels like this is the next step. This is the future. It might be a little weird right now until they refine with what they've got and make that a solid thing, and almost second nature in the way we play. Like right now, if you were to go out and have a gun and shoot at something, you're able to move your head and your arms and your body separately. So putting in a VR world, that should be second nature. So you should be able to catch up to that real quick.
Yeah.
And it should be second nature.
Yeah, well, just like in Drive Club, like I think it's going to bring like a lot of muscle memory and stuff like that for people that are used to driving fast, used to driving like stick shift, stuff like that. Like I think it's not going to be really a video game experience. It's going to almost be real life, as long as you have a force feedback steering wheel and everything like that, right? Like it's going to really feel like the real thing.
Yeah, I'm excited for those kind of games.
Yeah,
I think it's going to get to the point where we pick and choose what games are VR and what games aren't. Like eventually it's going to be first person games, cockpit games, stuff like that, where you're in an area that makes sense, that you're not, you are where you are. I think third person view games are kind of, there's going to be a bunch of them, and then they're going to die out real fast. And then they're going to realize that, okay, these people want to be put into this game, they want to be immersed in this game, so why aren't they seeing through the character's eyes rather than seeing the character themselves?
Yeah.
So I think that's one direction that most people are going to have to, most developers are going to have to overcome and really understand what the consumer wants. And
yeah, I think that's something really exciting for me, like looking for a storyline in a game. Like I think having the NPCs in the game like coming up to you and talking to you, or like if they're walking beside you and you like look over and they're looking at you and talking to you and things like that, like I think it just is going to enhance the story like so much more. It's going to really bring you in and immerse you in the game, like you were saying.
Yeah, I've heard Heist does that quite a bit.
Yeah,
like if you're looking at the character, he acts different. If you're looking at his face or whatever, he's gonna react to that, and if you ignore him, he has different reactions, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that really gives you the immerse. Like, this guy cares what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm not just sitting in this chair. I'm interacting with the world.
Yeah.
And things are happening by themselves.
Yeah. Things like that are very exciting to me. Like I can't wait to see what's next for me.
That's gonna be. I'm super excited. Launch is getting so close.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's wicked. I can't wait. Yeah, well, anyways, until next time, guys, I think we're going to start doing a little more of this kind of stuff where we don't really have a script and we just talk. We just talk and let you guys know what we're thinking about of these games. And leave a comment down below. Let us know if you guys like this kind of style and if we should continue doing this. But until next time, guys, take her easy.